Hello, welcome to this our first event, generating leads in the digital era. I want to start by thanking you for taking the time to be here. A little bit of an introduction, who we are. We are a Canadian company located here in Surrey, BC, with a multicultural team and with clients from Canada, the US, and Mexico. Our main goal is to share our know-how and generate by doing that value to our clients. We think that by creating that type of relationship, we can create something really nice. For this event, just a couple of points for you to consider. Please mute your microphones to avoid any background noise and all that. If you have a question, there will be a space for you to talk or to type. You can turn on your camera if you want. You can write any questions you have in the chat on your screen, and if you need to leave the event to take a call or anything like that, go ahead. Okay, this is the summary. We are going to be talking mainly about 4 points. Defining what is a lead. We are going to start with the basics. Then we are going to talk more about the buyer's journey. How do you get leads? And finally, the conversion funnel. And we are going to share with you a couple of tips of like, okay, I have all this information. What's next? Or where should I start? What is a lead? Sometimes we have come across some people that exchange the words lead and client. It is important to know that a lead is someone, a person or a company that is in the process of considering and buying your services or product. The moment they give you the green light and they say yes, and there is a contract or a payment and all that, then they become clients. Why is it important for you to differentiate both? Well, you want to nurture and to take care of your clients so they keep doing business with you, right? And a lead is a person that is not still clear or hasn't decided if he or she wants to become a client. So yes, you will pay some attention to them, you will focus on them, but don't sacrifice the time you're investing in a client. Types of leads. The types of leads that we use, like every company can use their own types. On our end, these are the types that we're using, cold, mild, and hot, based on a temperature scale. A cold lead is like they have a need or a pain, but they are not sure yet how to solve it. Like they don't know who you are, they don't know what they need in terms of how to satisfy their need, and they are like the most basic ones, the ones that are starting the journey. Then we have the mild leads. They know what they are looking for, like, okay, I'm hungry, I want a pizza. They already know that they want a pizza, so they are in that process of looking for options. Like they may know who you are, and they may know that you sell pizzas, but they are looking for options, right? And finally, a hot lead. A hot lead is like, I want pizza, and I want the pizza that you are selling, right? They found a solution to their pain. They want to get in contact with it, and this lead knows who you are, and it has made some research about you. Give me 1 second. So yeah, hot leads, depending on your business, it may be hard to find a hot lead. Hot lead are those leads that are pretty much ready to take action. They are the golden egg. Like we would love to have a lot of hot leads. However, finding those hot leads is the challenge, right? You need to really understand your target market and really understand how to reach them at a specific stage of the journey. We're going to talk more about that, in order to ensure that you are just targeting a hot lead. Each of these leads, or types of leads, they have their own benefits or challenges, right? Okay, for now, the buyer's journey. The buyer's journey is the path a person or a company takes to become a client or to fulfill their need, to fix their pain, right? It is divided in 5 stages: awareness, consideration, acquisition, service, and loyalty. It is important that a lead only moves between awareness and consideration. The moment the lead becomes a client, it's because he or she completed the acquisition part. A client dangles between acquisition, service, and loyalty. Okay? Each of these steps has its own goal, right? It's a journey. You need to be prepared for that journey. So awareness. Again, the buyer is aware they have a pain or need. It's like, okay, I'm hungry. I want to eat something. Consideration is it's the deal breaker in terms of converting a lead into a client, right? Because during the consideration process, the buyer is going to be comparing you to other potential solutions. Like, it's going to compare you with your competitors, it's going to compare you with people that also sell food, but maybe not pizza. So consideration is the stage in terms of leads is where you need to pay the most attention. Because if you already invested time, money, and resources into converting a lead from cold to mild, like from awareness into consideration, you don't want to lose that. So yeah, you just be really careful about that stage. Acquisition is like, okay, take my money, right? The buyer decides that you are the best provider of the solution and they want to move forward. A lot of businesses stop there. Like, okay, I already sold you. Here is the product. Here is my blessing. See you. No, we are still missing 2 stages: service and loyalty. Why we want to reach loyalty? Because clients that are in the loyalty stage are going to keep buying from you. It's a long-lasting relationship, but they are also going to be referring you new leads or new clients even. So you want, not all clients will be willing to move to the loyalty stage. Like you must. That is something that occurs organic, like naturally, right? You don't need to push it. You just need to be aware that there are those 2 stages, and in order for you to achieve that loyalty, you need to give great service. Usually, in terms of providing products or services, there are 2 main ways that you can compete. One is with the price, and the other one is the service that you provide. There are some niches that, yes, you can like cut the competition by lowering your prices and all that. But when you are providing services, it's sometimes really hard to use that strategy. Maybe when you are starting, yes, you want to generate some noise in the market, you lower your prices and you go there. But it's not a sustainable strategy for the long term, right? Because there will be always someone that is willing to do it cheaper than you. So, especially if you consider a global market. Then is the service. What added value you are providing to that client besides the product or service that you sold? Maybe it's a reminder. Maybe they bought a shampoo and you send them an email 2 months after the purchase. Like, hey, in case you're running low, here is a discount for you to get your refill on the shampoo, blah, 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 blah. Or in terms of service, hey, don't forget that tomorrow we have our meeting. If you want to reschedule, click here and let's make it happen. Stuff like that. Those little details, little things that you do along the journey to show them that you are interested, right? Now, for here, any question, any comments, anything you want to add?
Rodrigo, for example, in that particular point that you make for the low prices competition, how does a business can compete with low prices without undervalue their service?
Okay, that's a great question. If you want to go down the route, then you need to become more efficient. Like, yes, you don't want to undervalue the quality of your service, right? You have all the steps, all the procedures that you need to follow, the standards, like things need to happen in a certain way. You cannot cut corners there. Okay, then you need to become more efficient during that process. And by that, like for instance, let's say here is a diagram of the journey, right? Okay, let's put my cursor. Let's say that when people are in the awareness stage, you are not investing too much manpower there. In order to become more efficient, you let all these campaigns or emails or text messages or WhatsApp bots or Facebook bots, all that technology do the heavy lifting for you. So that way you are not investing manpower in there, and like manpower equals money, right? However, when you notice that someone moved from the awareness into consideration, then you start putting more attention to that lead. Maybe a call or a quick tailor email. Like what I'm trying to say is like understand the steps that your business has to follow in order to convert from awareness to consideration to acquisition at least. And once you have those steps that we are going to show you a diagram of how we do it, then decide how you can be more efficient. Because if you want to lower the cost, like if you're going down the route price, the price route, then you just need to be able to determine when it's a good time for a person to intercede. Let the machine do the rest of the job. Let the bots, the automations, all that stuff, because that is cheap, right? But if you want to go after the price without sacrificing your quality, just make sure that you are more efficient on the steps. Does that make any sense?
Yes, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
So as a complement, here is what happens. During the buyer's journey, we have the stage of here, right? And all that is known as a life cycle. Each stage has its own steps. In here, we are using the steps that we use, the steps that are also suggested by HubSpot. So, for instance, the journey starts with a subscriber. A subscriber is someone that is following you, social media, newsletter, on a platform that you are generating content, and it's just watching. It hasn't taken any action, like get in touch with me or download a template or request a free consultation, whatever. No, it's just watching, right? The moment he or she takes action, it becomes a lead. A lead is someone that is interested in what you are offering, okay? If you see the lead is still in the awareness stage, because okay, like I see that you exist, I see that you may be able to help me, but I'm still not considering you as a solution to my problem. Like I acknowledge that you are there in the universe, but I'm still not sure that you are the right one, okay? Then we have these two over here, MQL and SQL. What that means, MQL is marketing qualified lead and SQL is sales qualified lead. A marketing qualified lead are those leads that are generated by a campaign. Since they are being generated by a campaign on Facebook, Google Ads, whatever platform you are using, they already have a certain profile because you do that filtering while creating the campaign. So you already know that the quality of that lead meets a certain criteria. And that is why it's ahead in this journey. This does not mean that a lead needs to become an MQL to move forward. No. Because a lead, you want that lead to be profiled by sales. But anyway, the next one, okay, marketing. on a campaign generates a ton of leads, right? Like they can give you a list of 20 leads per week. Okay. The next step is for your sales team to profile those leads. Marketing can tell you that, okay, yeah, these 20 people are great leads, they answer, they downloaded the template, they watched my video, whatever, right? But as a sales, the sales qualified lead means that your sales team had already been in touch with that lead to know what type of service they're offering and to know their budget. Like for instance, we generate 20 leads for website design, but those 20 leads for website design are not the same ones. From those 20, let's say that 5 already found a solution. Okay, we have 15 left. From those 15, let's say that 10 want to do a one page. A one page is something really small. Okay, we can do it, no problem. But again, like it is a lead, it is a hot lead, okay, because they're ready to move forward, but they are aiming for a service that is like your basic one. Okay, that leaves us 5. Those 5 are interested in not only a web site, but they also need help with their digital marketing. And 1 also needs help with their branding. Okay, so those 5 are looking for something else besides the website. And that is something that it's really hard to determine with a marketing campaign, because the objective of the marketing campaign is for you to get in touch with them or establish the first touch point. You don't want to throw them a questionnaire. Like it will be amazing if you show people 20 questions and they will answer those 20 questions so you know in what stage they are. But that's not the reality. The reality is that you need to be able to efficiently and easily determine at what stage, share that with your sales team, and let the sales team do the filtering, the profiling, so you know exactly what they want, how viable is it, like you finish giving them more form in that terms. From there, okay, you have an opportunity. What is an opportunity? Is that you find someone that is giving you the chance, the opportunity to work with them. Okay? And if you see that the opportunity is what makes you move to the acquisition stage. Like, okay, yes, I'm interested. Let's talk numbers, right? Once you finish doing all that negotiation and all that, it becomes a customer. And it is a customer during the service stage. And down here, we have this that we call an evangelist. Why an evangelist? Because we want them to preach for us. Okay, and how we accomplish that? By giving them great service and allow them to adopt or to move to this loyalty stage. Okay, any questions regarding this buyer's journey?
All good.
Okay, so if you are going to compete with pricing, let's say that I usually start with website design for, I don't know, $300, just to give an example. And you know that in order to be more competitive, you need to lower that starting price to $250 or even $200. You need to be more efficient during these first steps. Let the automations do the heavy lifting for you. Let emails, automated text messages, all that. So that way you are doing a follow-up with a tool that will allow you to start playing, if that makes sense, when they are already in the consideration state. Like they subscribe, welcome to our newsletter, you're going to be receiving some emails. Okay. They download a template. Oh, I see that you have downloaded this template. Here is some other content that may be interesting for you. And if you want to talk with somebody or if you have a specific question, please remember that we are offering a free consultation. Just click here and boom, they decided to request that free consultation. The moment they request that free consultation, then a human is involved in the process. okay? And that allows you to lower the cost because you don't have a person doing this part, because that is time, and every it can be, you can lower your cost by automating that part. That's my point. Okay, how do you get leads? That is the golden question for all the businesses. How do you get leads? It depends on two things. One, your budget, and two is the type of lead that you want to generate. The budget, in our economy, in our system, money dictates a lot of things. So it's really important to know how much you are willing to invest, and over considering that number, you are going to forecast how many leads you are going to generate. So that way you can see if it's worth it or not. We have businesses that want to start doing Google Ads. And Google Ads, they charge you every time someone clicks on your ad. And they want to be using some keywords, some words that are really expensive, that it costs you $80 per click, and their budget is only $100. So if you do it really well, let's say that you generate 3 clicks, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna get 3 leads. No, that's just a click. So it is important to consider that your budget will determine how many leads you are going to be generating. Um, and the other one is the type. It is a lot cheaper to get cold leads, but if you start with cold leads, you are going to be doing a lot of more work because they are at the beginning of the journey. However, if you are aiming for my leads, yes, reaching them is going to be a little bit more expensive, but the amount of time that you're going to have to invest to make a purchase happen is going to be a lot less. And finally, hot. Yes, you can get hot leads, but that is going to be a lot more expensive. However, the time that you need to invest to make things happen, if it's really a hot lead, it's like, yes, I will answer a couple of questions, everything's good, I send you the invoice, ka-ching. Okay? Now, budget. We know that we don't have infinite money and you need to be really efficient on how you invest the money that you are allocating for marketing. You should always have a part of your income allocated to marketing. There are two ways of tackling the campaigns: organic and inorganic. By organic is I mean that you let things happen by themselves. You are not paying anyone to generate results for you. You are creating content, you are using SEO, and you are letting the internet find you through that content. In the middle and long term, you want to generate or to be using a lot of organic campaigns. Why? Because if you use the other one, the inorganic or paid campaigns, you are depending on that platform. For instance, a couple of months ago, Facebook did some heavy, well, it wasn't Facebook, it was more Apple, the privacy. So Apple did a lot of changes on the tracking and privacy that affected the campaigns that Facebook were like offering to their clients, and that lowered the results because suddenly Facebook cannot track or cannot get to the right people as easily as before. So if you were generating 100 leads last year, after that change, it dropped to 20 leads. So if you only depend on one platform to generate all your leads, if that platform makes a change, it's going to hit you hard. We normally recommend to start with an inorganic campaign in order to start seeing results in the short term, but then slowly transition to organic campaigns. Ideally, you want to be at 60-40, 60 organic, 40% inorganic, but yeah, just keep that in mind. And then, how we generate leads depending on the type of lead that you want to reach. Cold leads. Cold leads is just a matter of numbers. You can use these steps, this type of campaigns. Email campaign. Create your database, follow the legislation in your country, depending if you can contact them or not. But you create a database and then you let, I don't know, MailChimp, or there are different platforms that allow you to send email campaigns. But you are doing a cold outreach. So you need to introduce yourself. You need to follow a certain structure. Anyway, but then it's a numbers game. You send 1,000 emails, and from those 1,000, it's going to cost you, I don't know, $50 to send 1,000 emails, even less. And from those 1,000 emails, maybe 20 or 20 people want to talk more about it, right? Okay, then you just focus on those 20 people. So cold leads or these campaigns are based on, imagine that you are throwing a big net. You throw the net and you let it work by themselves a couple of days or even a week. And then you see if you catch anything, okay? The next one, cold calling. Cold calling can be a quick way of doing things. However, nowadays it's becoming harder and harder for people to answer numbers that they don't recognize. So our tip in that sense will be send an email, check if someone opened the email or clicked the links on the email, and after you see that there is an interest from their end, call them. Okay? Cold calling, it's a lot harder nowadays, but well, it's an option. Mailing, traditional mail. We have the US Post Service or the Canadian one. They offer you the option to send a flyer or a postcard to a specific demographic. That is similar than the email one. But again, it's a numbers game. Depending on your target market, depending on where you're selling. With mailing, yes, we receive those flyers, and just tell me like how many of those flyers you keep. Maybe the ones with the discount for food, or I don't know. It's really hard for people to contact you, but then again, you are playing the numbers game, and you are doing cold outreach. And finally, flyers on the street. I will give you a flyer. If you're interested, you will contact me. If not, anyway. But if you see the strategies that you use to generate cold leads can be automated. You are playing a numbers game, so every lead is going to cost you 0.05 cents to reach them, but then again, you are not going to generate a lot of leads from here. Okay? The next one, my leads. Okay, we want to reach out those people that know what solution they're looking for, and that are comparing options, right? They are forward in the journey, in a stage. So in here, you have newsletter. If someone subscribed to your newsletter, it's because they are already interested in the content that you are offering. Nurture that newsletter. That doesn't mean that you're going to send them a daily email, no, but make sure that the content that you're sharing on that newsletter is generating value to that target market. Okay? Social media. Have your profiles. Start making boosting or campaigns in there. No, we will see the difference between mild and hot is how you tailor those campaigns, but start generating noise on social media. Blog posts. Blog posts are is a tool that really generates value through SEO. If you really know how to create those posts, it's an amazing tool that you can use not only in your website but also in your social media. You are creating all these channels, all these roads that lead to Rome, right? And Rome is your website. Events, webinars, and conferences. Again, if someone is attending an event that you are offering, a webinar or a conference, they are already interested in the topic. Okay, so you are trying to get in touch with people that are already in the consideration stage of the buyer's journey. Flyers with discounts and promos. Depending on your target market, Sometimes the only thing that is missing to make that conversion happen is a promotion or a little discount or a free trial, that incentive, right? Existing clients. Why existing clients? It's a lot cheaper to generate mild and hot leads from existing clients that out of nowhere, because they already know your product or service. They already know how you work. They are happy with your work, with the income. So they may want to do something else. They may want to do another website, or they may need another type of your services, right? Or they may know someone that needs your service. So don't neglect that part. Then we start with the paid advertisement. The difference between generating a mild lead and a hot lead from paid advertisement is how much you target, or how concise you define your target market. If you are really precise on your target market on social media, you are trying to reach those hot leads. But again, you are not going to generate that many, and the cost is going to be a lot higher. But if you are willing to do some heavy lifting on your end in order to lower the cost and all that, you create a more relaxed target market. So that way you generate more leads and you start processing. Your sales team starts qualifying them. Referrals and free trials. Finally, hot leads. Yes, we have the paid advertisement. You really define your target market. Online store. If you have an online store, you can know if they completed the purchase or if they have items on their cart. It's easier for you to know and to try to incentivize that purchase. Like maybe you see that they added a bunch of services to your cart or a bunch of product, and then you send them a reminder, hey, don't forget that you left there. And if they don't take action, hey, just for you, 10% discount, or get a free trial in this, or whatever, right? Because you already know that they went to the trouble of adding those things, of choosing the right size, or selecting the right color, or filling your questionnaire, whatever, and they are just missing that last click that says buy. Website. Your website is an amazing tool in order to be able to filter those leads. However, you need to really understand your target market to know what you need to offer them online in order to be able to determine what they are looking for. For instance, if you are offering a 15-minute free consultation online, that is going to be most likely attracting cold leads and mild leads. But if you are offering a free website audit, or let's talk about improving your website, that is going to be more appealing to mild and hot leads, because you are talking to them, not to someone that is still looking for solutions. You are trying to get in touch with someone that is already considering updating their website. Referrals are amazing. If you don't have a way to incentivize referrals, it's a nice way of doing that, because you are again promoting that evangelist status and loyalty, right? A lot of target markets, a lot of cultures won't do business with you if you are not referred by someone. Okay. Seasonal sales. Seasonal sales. What I mean by that is, we know Valentine's Day, Christmas, Mom's Day, all those periods of time that people are actively looking for something that is related to that season, and you are just competing for the last click, for the buy. Okay. And personal direct calls and closing calls. By that is, okay, you went through the process of generating a cold call, and then you transform it into a mild, and then you're in the last step of the negotiation. Like, okay, I create a proposal for you, I told the cost, let's just see if you are okay with that, or if you want to tweak something. That is important with services. With products, I know that there is a limit on the amount of discount that you can offer, otherwise you're going to be losing money. But with services, you have a little bit more flexibility. Okay, maybe it's a little bit outside of my budget. Okay, how much? The key here is to know their budget. It is really hard for someone to truly tell you that this is my budget, because the moment that you are able to show the value of your solution, their budget can also change. Okay, so if they are truly convinced that you are the right one, a lot of people are willing to spend a little bit above their budget because they know that you're going to help them. So yeah, that's part of the negotiation process. Any question about regarding how to generate leads, depending on the type of lead that you want to create?
For example, in the part of the referrals, when do you know that is the right time to ask for a referral for one of your clients?
Okay, that depends a lot on your business and all that. It usually, going back to the cycle, you have the service part and then the loyalty one. During the service, one thing that can help you know if that client is willing to do a referral is ask them for a review. Like after you are done providing your service, everything is closed and all that, hey, it will be really helpful for me to know how we do, how we did. If there is anything that we can improve or any type of feedback that you're willing to give us, feel free to do it here. It's a review, whatever, right? And from there you see the response. Okay, if they are really happy, if the review is consistent and it makes sense and it's not only like 2 words, like good work, 4 stars. Okay, depending on that interaction, you let a couple of weeks pass by, or 1 week, 2 weeks, depending on the target market, and then share with them. Hey, okay, if they left an amazing review, you thank them and let a couple of days go by and send them, hey, we just want to let you know that we have this program, this referral program. If you share our services with somebody, they're going to get a discount and you are going to get this and all that. The short answer is, depending on the review that they are giving, on the impression that they have after you are done with your service. If they are really happy, oh, finally, thank you very much for your review. I just want to let you know that if there is anything that we can help you with, please, you have my number. And if you know somebody that may want our services, let them know. We have a referral program, blah, 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 blah.
Thank you.
Okay. Another thing that can help you, especially with getting in touch with clients, with past clients, we start doing that this year. Like for instance, in January, again, going back to the seasonal sales, okay? It's seasonal, but with a different approach. Seasonal plus referrals. So, hey, new year, new me, right? This is the right time for you to update your site. It's been, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 1 year since we updated photos on your website, or since we did this. Just for you, we have this discount in case you want to do, right? If your services are in another industry, it's like, hey, how have you been? We know that it's been a couple of years or whatever. I just want to let you know, or to wish you the best, etc., etc. That's part of the template for those type of emails, for doing that outreach. So the point here is to get in touch with old clients that you had the impression that they were happy with your services, to let them know that you are introducing this new referral program and show them the benefits. If you want to know more, let me know, etc. Now, how do you know in what stage your lead is? Ask questions. Like, even if you have a lot of automation, a lot of amazing campaigns and all those things, unless you are selling products online, because if you're selling products online, you can make the conversion happen online by boom, done, right? But in terms of services, all your efforts should be aimed to push that lead into reaching out. So that way you can talk with them. Since it's a service, they may have really specific questions that you cannot answer. Like, yes, you will have the most common ones, frequent asked questions on your website and all that. They may send an email and all that. But at the end of the day, you want to talk with them because that's when your sales team sparks. Like, it's their job to really understand what they're looking for. There may be some people that, hey, I have a runny nose. That's my pain. And the solution that I'm looking for is for you to do a surgery and reconstruct my nose. Whoa. What are you talking about? The solution for a runny nose is take this medicine and rest. That's the proper solution, not okay? Or yeah, I'm looking to generate more leads and I want a website. Okay, yes, having a website is the first step to generate more leads, but that by having a website only, that doesn't mean that people are going to start showing at your website and you are going to start generating leads. Something else is missing, right? The point of you to establish this communication channel with your leads is to one, validate what they are looking, validate their pain. Maybe their pain is a symptom, it's not a pain, it's not the core pain. Like, yeah, I have a runny nose, my throat is sore, and I'm really tired. I think I need to dye my hair as a solution. No, like you have the flu. You need this medicine, tea, and that's it, right? And two is to really understand what they are looking, right? Really connect with them because that is how you show the value of your solution. Yes, they can read reviews, yes, they can do their own research and all that, but the moment you are able to connect with them, to show that you really care, that you really understand, that you're willing to go the extra mile within their budget, that helps a lot with the conversion. So ask a lot of questions. The moment you start asking those questions, you will see if they have the answers or most of the questions are answered, they are ready or they have done their homework. If you ask them, do you want this, what color, what size, what are you looking for? I don't know, I'm just looking around. I think that I want green, but I'm also looking for a purple and then a black and then maybe a blue. That tells you that they may be only in the awareness stage. They haven't done their homework. Yes, they are a lead, but they are not that ready. Okay, so questions. Finally, you have your leads. What do you do now? The conversion funnel. The conversion funnel is that step that allows you to do the conversion from consideration to acquisition. That final click that says buy, that final green light that says go. It's divided into three categories. Again, you can have as many steps on the funnel as you need to. Just consider that the more you add, the more complex it is, and the chance of the lead being filtered in one of those steps is higher. If your industry or your business really needs that because you don't want to call them unless they meet a certain profile, go for it. But pros and cons, okay? You have three stages. It all depends on what the conversion funnel is tied to your buyer's journey. If you see the top of the funnel is awareness, that is when you add all the people they are starting their journey. The middle of the funnel is consideration. Okay, you filter the general public, and then you added a couple of additional criteria to really know if they are considering you or if they are only using you to have a price to compare with. And the bottom of the channel is the conversion. It's like, okay, I see that you are interested, you have the budget, you know what you're looking for, let's make things happen. So these stages, this funnel allows you to do a better profiling of your leads. Okay? Any questions with the funnel?
All good.
Okay. Lead profiling. Lead profiling is something that is complex, is something that a lot of the CRMs currently use. HubSpot, Soho, Salesforce, all those. Uh, the objective of doing this at the end of the day is to give a score to your lead and to determine, like a lead with a score of 100 is because he's ready to make the purchase. Like the only thing I need to do is send them the invoice. A lead with a score of 20 is a low quality score and they may need more convincing, so I'm going to send them a couple of emails with information. They need more work or other things to happen. Um, how you define that? Questions. Again, questions. Now, we have the conversion funnel. You can define how many steps you need to filter these. Finally, where do we start? You have all this information, all this to happen. Where do you start? Start by really understanding your target market. Understand their pain points, their why, and their motivations. By that, it's like, okay, this person wants to travel to Canada. Okay, what is their pain point? They may not have the budget for it, or they don't have the vaccinations required to travel to Canada. What is causing them not to take action? Then the why they want to travel to Canada. Because it's really nice. Why? Because they have a lot of parks in there. Why? Because there is a lot of nature and trail hikes. Why? Because this person really loves to doing those type of activities. Okay, then you found that the main point or triggering their decision is that they want to go to a place where there are a lot of trailing or of hiking trails. Okay, so maybe if Canada is outside their budget, you can offer them another solution that will satisfy or that need, that pain. Okay, define what type of lead you want to generate. Your budget, and with your budget, are you going to be able to attract hot leads? No. Okay, my leads, maybe cold leads. Okay, I need to start with cold leads. It's going to take longer, but that's what my budget allows me to do for now. And finally, create an irresistible offer. Once you understand your target market, once you know what they are looking for, once you know their motivations, you can create a solution, something that is irresistible to them. That way, the conversion between consideration and acquisition is going to be a lot smoother because you are really understanding who you're talking with. Okay? Now, just to close this session, we are going to do another event, April 19th. We are going to talk about how to create those irresistible offers. The registration is going to open on April the 4th. There is the link, and we will really suggest you to attend just to help creating those irresistible offers. Finally, do you have any questions, any comments, any feedback regarding this webinar?
Thank you, Rodrigo, for the information. That was very helpful. Actually, it was a very nice classification of leads. A lot of companies do not classify the leads. They usually classify the clients. So the focus that you have on this is very good. And also a great point that you mentioned is the why. I think to try to understand why they want to do this stuff and try to sell something based on their actual needs and not what they think is what they need. So just finding the why of the lead of the client is, I think, is something very useful. A lot of companies also struggle, and this is just a quick question, also struggle with the transition from inorganic to organic, because at the beginning they are so based on paying for everything, like paying for the whole funnel. And then when they try to change or to transit, to make that transition to organic, they struggle and they wondering when, uh, what do we do first, like to transition, to do the transition? Should we invest in what, or what should we do to do that kind of transition?
Okay. In that sense, I'm going to try to focus in a couple of minutes that we have. Um,
Yes.
just remember, organic campaigns will generate results in the mid and long term. That means that usually a good organic campaign is going to start generating results in 4 months, not before.
Mhm.
It's usually between 4 to 6 months when you are going to start looking at the benefit of it. Where do you start with that transition? Okay, if you are heavy reliant on inorganic ads, keep doing that until you start looking the results of the organic campaign. So let's say that you start today, March. Okay, start with the SEO of your site, of your content, because that's how you create organic campaigns. SEO, define the content that generates value to your target audience after understanding their whys and their pain points. Work on that. Create that, implement that on your social media, on your blog, your website, and all that, and start watching the results. Okay, you will start seeing people arriving to your site from the clicks on the article. You will see what worked, what didn't work, the keywords, and all that. And like you will start, like, let's say that this is paid advertising and this is organic. The moment that you start seeing that this increases, you will decrease the budget on the inorganic, like this, like this, like this, like this, because you are
Mm.
heavy reliant on paying for ads. So if you want to do this in 1 month, it's going to kill you because
Correct.
this organic is still not ready to start generating results.
Thank you so much, Rodrigo. Thank you, Milena, and thank you, Rosa. I think the time is almost up, but thank you so much for all the information. I'm definitely gonna be in the next.
Awesome. Yeah,
Okay.
if you have any other questions or comments, here's our email, info@rgathenomad.com. You can find us on social media, Facebook and LinkedIn, where we share other fragments of articles, golden nuggets. And thank you very much, Jorge, for being here. And yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Thank you.